if you're over 40, you need to start a YouTube channel. Not only do you need to start one, you need to focus on it. You suck at Instagram and TikTok. I can say that because I'm your same age. This has been the most rewarding and fulfilling social media experiment of my adult life. Why I started one. And if you're over 50, what are you waiting for? The time is now to start your YouTube channel. If you're over 60, if you're 70, this is a gold mine for you. Why am I telling you this? Because there's an incredible opportunity and you're missing out. The place to be right now is YouTube. And let me explain some of the reasons why you need to start a YouTube channel. By the way, my name is Chalene Johnson. I'm the co-host of Build Your Tribe with my son, Brock Johnson. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're thinking it's something that's going to be much harder than you have time for, or that, maybe you've struggled in other areas of social media and you're like, oh, it seems like everybody's like really young and the jump cuts, the editing, the thumbnails, like all the Mr. Beast of it all. Like, I don't think I would be successful. And I'm here to tell you, you will be. This platform right now is having a resurgence, and we, people who are over 40, 50, 60, 70, are desperate to learn from creators like you. I mean, there's a boatload. There's a plethora of creators who are in their 20s, in their teens and 20s and 30s, and even in their, early 40s. But the older demographics are spending time on YouTube. That's why you're here. We love YouTube. We, our age group, we're desperate for longer form content. Like the quick 1-minute videos, it's like, after a certain point, you just start to feel like, okay, I'm going to have a seizure. It's so much. And you don't feel like you're making any connections. You don't feel like you're actually understanding something. It just kind of makes you feel crazy, the short form content, like Instagram and TikTok, etc. And by the way, I'm going to hold your hand in the most loving of ways as I say this to you. You suck at Instagram and TikTok. I can say that because I'm your same age, and maybe you're great at it, but most of us are not great at it. And the reason why is because we are, don't take this the wrong way if you're like in your 30s and for some reason you're still watching, but we're more real. I'm sorry. Like a lot of this stuff that the younger generations are making in the short form content, I'm like, this is so fake. And it's so highly produced and it's so edited. And I know because my son and I, you're watching this right now on a channel called Build Your Tribe. And it's a YouTube channel that I started with my son. But I'm going to talk to you about 2 different channels. And I'm going to explain to you why this has been the most rewarding and fulfilling social media experiment of my adult life, why I started one. And this is probably a reason you've not heard when you've watched any other video on like why you should start a YouTube channel over 40, over 50, over 60. But before I do that, I just have to say that so much of the content that's out there, the short form content, is so highly produced, so edited, that when I meet these people in person, which I do, because as I mentioned, my son and I, we teach social media, we teach Instagram to people who are my age. And my God, this is so bad to say, but I'm just going to be honest. Like whenever I do an audit, I'm like, I don't know if this age group is ever going to get Instagram because it's so foreign to us. The idea of like chopping and cutting and editing and pretending and the filters and all the thing and the captions and the B-roll, all these things. Like right now, you haven't seen any of that and you're paying attention. And you're going to watch this video all the way to the end, probably. I mean, maybe that's presumptuous, but the reason why is we are desperate for someone to talk a little slower, to connect with us, to explain things, to finish their thought, to complete the idea, to answer the questions. We don't want another like and follow for part 2. Well, part 1 was only 2 minutes long. Like, what do you think I have all day? So I go to these social media conferences a lot of times where like my son or myself will be speaking and I meet these other creators. These creators have like, tens of thousands, sometimes millions of followers on Instagram or TikTok. And dude, I'm here to tell you, they're a different person in real life. So many of them. It's like a blank stare. can't connect the same way. They're like so engaging and funny and entertaining. And, everything's like quick and very creative on these short form social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram. But then when you meet them in person, it's like you realize what they are is an edited version of who they wish they were. But we're different. We're different. Yeah, we're different, right? We just like, we don't even know how to do that. You're just real. And that's what people are desperate for in our demographic on YouTube. And because so many people in this demographic are afraid to put themselves out there because they're like, I have gray hair, I've got wrinkles, I've got blah, 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 like all the reasons why. I'm not, what if somebody leaves a comment and says, what are you doing on there, old lady? Good, engage with them. Give them a spanking, send them to their room and tell them that their mother would be so disappointed because she raised them to have better manners. Like, have fun with it. Who cares? Like, they're not paying your mortgage. It's a child. It's an infant. It's a newborn baby. Like, who really cares? Frankly, the place to be right now is YouTube. And let me explain some of the reasons why you need to start a YouTube channel. I'm going to cover a bunch of them and I'm going to validate them. And I'm going to tell you some reasons why you probably shouldn't, so that you know, okay, I need to do this. First, I want to explain why I started one. So, as I said, I teach Instagram. I have a podcast. I have a TikTok. I've had a YouTube for, a lot, like probably since YouTube first started. And it was like flatline. It was like nothing. And I kept trying. I kept trying to do all the things that the other like young kids are doing on YouTube. And I would go at it for like a couple of weeks or maybe even a couple of months and crickets. And it felt like so much freaking work. I'm like, oh God, the camera, the people to edit it, the whole, like writing a script. And now I got to figure out a teleprompter. I was making it way, way, way too hard. And I also didn't see the point of it because I'm like, the action is on Instagram. The action is on Facebook. The action is on TikTok. Isn't YouTube like for young kids? Isn't it for, I don't know. Hasn't it been around forever? And I would look at how much work I thought it would take to grow a YouTube channel. So I would try every once in a while and it wouldn't go anywhere. But mainly it wasn't going anywhere because I was trying to be something. I was trying to create content that looked like everybody else's content. And I knew what I was looking for on YouTube. I was looking for somebody who was like a girly, my age, who didn't act all like buttoned up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, no offense, but there are so few creators, older creators, who act like my friends, like who say and speak off the cuff, and sometimes they cuss, and they're fun, and they're real, and they're raw. Like, sorry, but I felt like there are very few creators in the older age demographics who are freaking fun, like let loose. But I know they're fun in real life. So what has happened in the last couple of years is the creators over 50, even 60, who are legitimately real and not putting on this like phony act, are crushing it. Like, it's so much fun to be myself and to let you judge the fact that I love a lot of makeup and I love a lot of jewelry. All of this is an aftermarket upgrade. Like, there's nothing real here. Like, the hair is purchased, the lashes aren't mine, the nails aren't mine. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, none of the jewels are real. All of it's fake, but my heart is real. So when I'm speaking to you, you're getting me. So I have another channel. It's called Chalene Johnson. This is Build Your Tribe. If you haven't already, you should subscribe, because this is where you're going to get content from myself and my son. The channel that I started a long time ago is the Chalene Johnson channel. It's the one that I struggled with so much. And then when I just started saying, like, screw it, I'm just gonna figure out what I want to talk about and talk about it. And I didn't have a goal other than, like, I want to have fun and I don't want to put pressure on myself. Because all the other platforms, I feel like I have to be niche down and I have to, like, promote stuff that goes towards a sales funnel or has to, and I just was like, YouTube, I've had it for forever. It's never worked. So I'm just going to go at it and have fun. Okay. So recently I did this video that I was like, oh my God, I'm going to get so much hate for this, but I don't care, because some of my girlies, the ones who, get it like me, or get me, I should say, they're going to find this video. And I'm going to be real up front and I'm going to tell you, okay, this video is not for you if you're like an all natural kind of girl who's like, I want to age gracefully. I'm letting my hair grow out gray. That's great. More power to you. I don't want to wear all the makeup and I don't want to do Botox. Awesome. Congratulations. I do. And I want to talk about it. And I want to tell you all the things. And so I made a video like that, knowing I was going to, alienate some people, but I was also going to attract people who were also like, yes, finally, like, tell us, girl, tell us all the things, right? And there was a woman. This is my favorite thing. There's a woman who commented under it. She's like, Chalene, you won't remember me. I met you in a bathroom at 24 Fitness in Houston, Texas, almost 20 plus years ago. And I just have to say, I'm watching this video of you right now. You were getting changed in the 24-hour fitness bathroom. You just finished doing a fitness certification and you were like trying to catch a flight. And she was like, I just have to say, I had such a good time talking to you. You are the exact same person that I met in that bathroom like 25 years ago. And I'm like, that's so validating. You know what I mean? Because sometimes people will say like, in order to stay relevant, you have to reinvent yourself. No, you don't. Reinventing yourself sounds like you're making something up. No, I've always been who I am. And people our age, I think that's the thing. Is like if you get to a certain age where you're like, I just know who I am. But I might be into different things. So you can call that reinventing. You can call that rebranding. I don't. I'm just putting out the new thing that I'm interested in. And we're not one-dimensional. At the time that woman met me, I was into high-impact kickboxing and growing my business, and my children were young. But I'm still the same me. My heart is the same. My voice is the same. My values are the same. My passions are the same. I look 25 years older. No, I don't. I mean, I do look older, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm wiser, and I care less about what people think, but I still care. And that was such a compliment. And this is the other reason why you need to start a YouTube channel. Because you're at an age now where you're like, I just know who I am. You need to start a YouTube channel if you're interested in like finding your people and you like to talk and you don't need a script, or maybe you want a script. That's fine too. I mean, I can work off bullets. Sometimes I do that. Am I working off of bullets today? I should probably check my bullets and make sure that I'm covering all the reasons why you need to start a YouTube channel. But the other reason why I wanted to do this is I have a podcast. It's called The Chalene Show. And there came a point in time where I'm like, after 50, I'm 56 now. It was probably around 53, 54, where I was like, I'm kind of sick of my direction. Like the business that I'm currently in, like I'm kind of bored with it. And I kind of want to just talk about girly things. I want to talk about hormones. I want to talk about menopause. I want to talk about health. I want to talk about longevity. I want to talk about like all the things that women are whispering about, but we just don't have enough information. And I also want to talk about Botox. And I also want to talk about skincare. And I also want to talk about jewelry. And I also want to talk about, igniting passion and having great sex with my husband after a certain age. Like I want to talk about all these things. And also I want to talk about drama that I find in reality TV. You know what I mean? And all of those things are just things that are fun that I talk to my girlfriend about. And that kind of content was not working on Instagram. Why? Because it's not niched. It wasn't working on TikTok because it's not niched. So I'm like, I'm going to double down and I'm going to just create real content here on YouTube, on my other channel, which here's the link to it. We'll put it in this video. I'll also put it below in our show notes. And I would look, if you're already like, okay, that's the kind of content I'm looking for, then subscribe. If you're looking for content about like how to grow your business and how to build your social media and email list building and funnels and all of those things and monetizing your business, subscribe here. Build Your Tribe. They're two separate channels. But I've got a podcast that's called The Chalene Show. And when I learned that 70% of people discover their favorite podcast on YouTube, I'm like, well, what am I doing? Well, then my brain said, well, yeah, but you can't do that because your podcast you do after hours and you have notes in front of you and you can do it whenever you want. You don't have to look cute and you can put, sweatpants on and all the things that make it easy. And if you do a YouTube, you're going to need special lights and a special camera and a special microphone, and you're going to need special editing, and you're going to need to, like, you're going to have to not make any mistakes when you talk and all those things. And I'm like, no, I don't. And who cares? Let me just try. So what I started doing is just, by the way, I'm not recording on a special camera. I'm recording on my iPhone. I'm recording this on my iPhone. I'm using a program called Squadcast. It's very much like Riverside or StreamYard. It's just a, third-party application. It's like Zoom, basically. And so I record it. It saves to the cloud. So I don't even have to figure out how to upload it. It's automatic. It just saves to the cloud. And then I have a virtual assistant who you can hire on Fiverr, Fiverr.com, or you can find on Upwork.com. You can find someone who they'll just log into your cloud account, they'll edit your video, and, a couple days later, you've got a fully edited video if you need it to be edited. But like this video right here, I'm going to put in a few graphics or whatever, but I could edit this easily. And I did at first until I kind of figured out, like, oh, I don't even have to do that. Because that was a cumbersome obstacle for me, is like figuring out, okay, so how do I upload it? And how do I then upload it to YouTube? Like all of those things, you do not have to figure that out for like pennies on the dollar. There's so many freelancers in other countries, and even here in the US or Canada, wherever you're watching, who will do this because it's so easy for them. They can do it in their sleep. Where you and I have to be like, okay, did I click the right button? What tags do I, like all those things? I don't want to have to deal with that. I just outsourced it for like nothing. There's so many people that do this. It's insane. And it's super duper affordable. So affordable. Like every day I get, I don't know, probably 15, 20 messages from someone who's like, I can handle this. I will edit your videos. I will make your thumbnails. I will upload your videos. I will create all the tags. I'll manage your whole YouTube account. I'm like, we already got it handled. But there's so many people that do this because it's simple for them. So you don't have to worry about that. You don't need an expensive camera. You don't need expensive lights. I will say for the ladies, lighting is important, right? Because it's going to make you feel more confident if you've got like good lighting. So I'm happy to share with you. If you want, I can do a whole nother episode, another YouTube video showing you my setup. Right now I'm filming on my iPhone. I'm using what's called the continuity camera. It's something all the newer, when I say newer, I think like, is it the iPhone 13 and beyond have continuity camera? It's just a setting, super easy. It uses the back camera. It's much higher quality. You can film in 4K. I'm bad at the tech stuff. I can never figure out a camera. I could never figure out how to attach a microphone to it, all that stuff. No, this is plugged in USB-C to my laptop. You buy this is a nice microphone, actually. Hello, nice microphone. This is a Shure microphone, I believe. But if you look back on some of my earlier videos, I'm using a cheap microphone, and I'm using a portable light that I travel. Like a lot of times, I'm just filming in our hotel room because we travel a lot, so it doesn't interfere with my life. It's not hard. It wasn't expensive because our demographic wants it easy mode. We want it easy mode. We don't want it highly produced. We don't want flying graphics. We don't want all the B-roll. We don't want we're like, it makes us feel a little suspicious. Like I can't trust you. It's almost like, you're wiping away all the fog to see like what's real here. Our age wants it real, less produced, less fake. You know what I mean? I mean, no, take no offense if you like the super edited videos. But easy mode is the way to go. I've done a whole video on what I mean by easy mode and why easy mode on YouTube for creators who are over 40 is crushing right now. Like in preparation for this video, I just probably typed in the same thing you did, like over 40 start a YouTube. And every person that popped up, they're creating easy mode videos, meaning they're not even using a special thumbnail. I've done a whole video breaking down what I mean and how easy mode is. So you can check out that episode. I'll link it here on YouTube. I'll link it below in our description. Now, if you're new to YouTube, which might be why you're watching this, when you see the description below this video, it'll just be like a couple of sentences and then it's truncated. It's shortened. So you've got to click on that and that'll expand the rest of my description. And that's where you'll see the links. That's where you'll see the links to the other videos I've created. That's where you'll see the link to my other channel. Now, on my other channel, the Chalene Johnson, it is exploding. I created a video last week that has already earned me, I think, $17,000 in AdSense. What? What? Just talking to my girl? You know what I mean? Like, that's insane to me. It's got over 250,000 views. What? And dude, usually when you get over 100,000 views, the comments are so rude. You know what I mean? You get like weird haters. Look at anyone else's channel. That's what's going on. Not for our age, because we don't play. So the people who are going to be attracted to your videos, it's not going to be the 20 and 30-year-olds. It's going to be people our age. And guess what? We're grown adults. We're not going to rip another adult apart. I'm not kidding. I've got thousands of comments, and they're all really positive and nice. They're complimentary. They're encouraging. It's an ego boost. You know what I mean? Like it's encouraging to find your people. So I know you've probably watched other YouTube channels, and they said, start a YouTube channel to grow your business, to build your brand, to create awareness, to start a podcast, to create an extra stream of income, to fill your time, like all these different reasons why you should start a YouTube channel, like to leave a legacy, blah, blah, blah. I don't care what the reason, it really doesn't matter the reason you think you should start one. The answer is you should. And what you need to know is it's easier than you think. You're going to be far more successful than you realize. But here's my advice to you. Don't try to do it the way the younger kids are doing it. Do it the way you would do it. You need good lighting. You need to capture our attention in the first 1 minute. That's very important. You need to have a point, but you don't have to speak perfectly. You don't have to read a teleprompter. In fact, I don't think you should. I think the more real and honest of the videos I watch of creators who are over 40, 50, 60, when I look at their channel and let's say maybe they have like 10,000 followers, I'll look at a video where they have like 600,000 views on one video, and I'll look at their other videos. The one that pops off is always the one where they're real. So, how do you get real on camera? You pretend that you're talking on FaceTime to your best friend with the same attitude, the same inflection, the same everything. That's when you're real. So right now, I'm not thinking about filming a YouTube video. I'm talking to my friend. And I'm speaking to her in the same passionate way, in the same relaxed way that I would if we were FaceTiming. I'm not thinking about millions of people, because then it's hard to be yourself. I'm not thinking about 100 people. Then it's hard. I'm not thinking about like the doctor in the audience or the person who's an attorney or the person. I'm thinking about one person who loves me, and we love talking, and we have the same interests and the same hobbies, and we're connected, and she gets me and I get her. And so when I literally think of her. And so here's a little tip for you. When you're filming on your iPhone, it's just this like little adapter that, goes on a magnet on the back of, this is an extra phone, goes on the back of your phone. It clips on here and it just sits on the top of my laptop. So then on a separate screen, so I can see it on my desktop, I have a photo of the friend who I'm the most real with, and the friend who, like, when I see their face, I know they adore me. I know that I make them laugh. I know that I keep them entertained, right? And so I look at that face, I look at that picture, I do this. I know it sounds goofy. It works. I look at that photo and I'm like, I'm just talking to her. And I get a better product. I get a better video. I get a more authentic me. It takes time, it takes practice, it takes consistency. You don't have to post even as often as you think you do. I thought I had to post 2 YouTube videos a week, probably 3. No, I post like maybe 3 a month, sometimes 4 a month, like so 1 a week that comes out on Sunday. I'd love to make sure that you're subscribed. If that type of content is interesting to you, to the Chalene Show, subscribe there. That video comes out every Sunday. The one here on Build Your Tribe, my son and I, we alternate. So every Thursday, you're going to either get myself or Brock, and we're talking to you about business. And I think you'll really enjoy Brock's content too. The dude is a whiz, and I created him. Well, shall I say, I co-created him. I'm very proud of my kids. I really am. They're super cool. My daughter just started a YouTube channel too. And you know what? I love her content too. She's doing easy mode, and she's 25. And she's killing it. She's killing it. And you're going to be able to monetize your channel as soon as you have 1,000 followers. But like, don't even worry about that. Just create content that has a point. think about what you're going to say in the first minute. Think about your title first. Okay. Think about what is the title, and then search the title that you think that you're going to go with. Search it in YouTube so you can see what other people have done. And then you can sort the videos that you're searching for, sort them according to views. So you can see like, okay, what creators are the most popular for this title, and look at what they did in the first minute. You know what I mean? If you're going to not script something, but like if you're going to have bullet points, and it's fine if you want to script something, but like the first minute, yeah, sure, like nail it so that you can hook people and they stay with you the entirety of the YouTube video like you just did.